As I mentioned in my opening statement, I've been trying for more than 2 years to bring attention to the fact that the Highway Trust Fund is going to go broke this year. And then the Republicans doubled down by the Ryan budget, which would cut $52 billion, which is the total amount of federal investment in roads, bridges, highways, and transit, out of the budget next year, and would prohibit general fund transfers to take care of the shortfall in the trust fund, and would allow states to capture the gigantic 18.4 cents of federal gas tax, hasn't changed since 1993, and use it for whatever they wish. I just wonder, does the building trades have a position on a $52 billion reduction in federal investment in roads, bridges, highways, and transit, and do you think that would have some significant job impact?
Yeah, we don't support the cuts, and we do think it would have significant impact.
Like, I mean, I've got DOT numbers that say 34,000 jobs per $1 billion invested in transportation infrastructure. You think that's wildly exaggerated? Or
No, I think it's probably a low number on the actual impact.
Really?
Yeah.
That's good. I got into a big argument with the newspaper over that, so they said I couldn't substantiate it. I'm glad to hear that. I'll have to get your statistics to fight back with. Another question, Mr. Rowe, I know that part of your advocacy has been for Made in America. And Doc, the chairman, Hastings, talked about, you can't really consume things unless you make them, and that's, unfortunately, we're consuming a lot of stuff made in China that we used to make here, and I mentioned failed trade policies at the outset. But I'm just curious, can you, talk a little bit about your Made in America campaign and the benefits you see from that?
Sure. I mean, the thing that strikes me about the conversations in general is that we want to say things that are applicable virtually everywhere, and by nature of the topic, we just can't. I mean, everything that I heard today, I understand, I get it, but there was such a stark difference in my experience from a narrative standpoint. 2008, 2009, even at the height of the recession, on dirty jobs, everywhere I went, I just heard the same thing again and again. First of all, what I saw was help wanted signs. And I understand the unemployment rate in a general way was very high, especially in construction in 2009. And yet, in all 50 states, everybody I talked to who owned a business, large or small, typically said some version of the same thing, which is the single biggest challenge we're facing right now, with the possible exception of compliance issues, was finding people who were willing to retool, retrain, reboot, learn a truly useful skill from the ground up, and work. Show up early, stay late, and work. And I know that sounds fairly old school, but it really stuck. And it became not a polemic, but it really did become a recurring theme on our little show. So, I think in a general way, making things in this country, you can't overstate its importance, but it's been abused so badly over the years from a PR standpoint. I don't even know what Made in America means anymore. I did a thing a couple years ago where I stood in front of a camera and slowly took off all of my clothes. It was tasteful, but the point was we looked at the tag of everything. And it's amazing, the way manufacturers now live on the head of a pin. So assembled in America with products sourced from so-and-so, or sourced so-and-so from products grown in America. But so it's very, very nuanced,
right.
And in the end, we want to own that claim, but I'm not sure we have.
Thank you. Well, of course, we have the strongest Buy America requirements in transportation infrastructure of any part of the government, way stronger than the Pentagon, and it's hard to outsource those jobs, although they did manage to do that for the Oakland Bay Bridge, but we plugged that loophole too, hopefully for the future. Just a quick question, and I think it's a common theme here. How about Job Corps? I visit all these Job Corps sites. I go to Youth Build and all that, and I'm finding kids have dropped out of school. They're in trouble, on the verge of being in trouble, but you get them into one of these programs, they learn skills, they learn how to build houses, they learn how to do stuff, and they go straight and they go out and get these jobs. I mean, any reflection on that?
Job Corps has been a phenomenally successful program. We run those centers all over the country, and when you talk about ladders of opportunity and pathways to the middle class for disadvantaged folks, there's been no better program than Job Corps. They fill our apprenticeship centers across the United States when they learn them soft skills and them beginning skills in the Job Corps centers, and they're some of our most successful journey persons, foremen, general foremen, superintendents, and entrepreneurs that have started their own businesses. It's a phenomenal program.
Great. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.